Hi, I'm Khalil.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline Foster.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Tidmore.
Hi, my name is Sydney Drawn.
Hi, I'm Chris Taylor.
Hi, I'm Maddie Purvis.
Hi, my name is Chloe Agen.
Hi, I'm Nathan Hogan.
Hi, I'm Alyssa Haraldson.
Hi, my name is John Valdez.
Hi, my name is Sabina Mendoza.
Hi, I'm Erin Kratzer.
Hello, my name is Karina Anderson.
Hi, I'm Thad Gillespie and I'm a cisgender, bisexual, homoromantic man.
I'm a cis lesbian.
Gay and non-binary.
Cisgender, lesbian, female.
Cisgender, gay, Filipino American.
I am Brazilian and gay cisgender man.
And I'm a cisgender, bisexual Latina.
Cisgender gay man, and my pronouns are he, him.
And I'm a proud trans bisexual woman. I graduated from BYU in 2018 with a degree in computer science.
I graduated from Brigham Young University in 2009 with a major in English.
I am a BYU graduate. I graduated in 2018 as a finance major.
I graduated from BYU in 2018 with a degree in political science and Portuguese studies.
I graduated BYU in 2018 with a major in genetics and biotechnology.
I attended BYU until 2018 and I was a comparative literature major.
I graduated from BYU in 2018 with a degree in computer science.
I graduated from BYU in 2018 in exercise science.
I graduated in 2019 at BYU in statistics.
I graduated in film/media arts in 2017.
I graduated in 2009 in mechanical engineering.
I graduated BYU in December 2017 in family studies, and I'm the festival coordinator with the Out Foundation.
Student outreach coordinator.
Director and a web developer.
Social media coordinator.
I'm a development coordinator for the Out Foundation.
A social media coordinator.
And I'm currently the executive director for the Out Foundation.
And I'm a web developer at the Out Foundation.
And I'm the marketing director for the Out Foundation.
I work on the Out Foundation's marketing team, and I currently attend law school at Georgetown University.
The Out Foundation's mission is to empower the LGBTQ+ students and alumni of Brigham Young University in achieving their intellectual, social, and professional potential.
We are the Out Foundation.
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 Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this year's Out Foundation 2020 event. This year's theme is Stand Up and Stand Out. And baby, we're standing out this year. This year we will be presenting some of the best and most fantastic talent that BYU has to offer, especially from our LGBTQ+ community. So get ready, get excited, because baby, it's going to be fire.
Hey everyone, I'm Charlie and I am thrilled and honored to be here. I love the Out Foundation and what they stand for, and it's just so exciting. I feel very privileged and honored to be a part of this community. So my BYU experience was a little bit, I think it's interesting because it was the most wonderful thing in the world on one side, but on the other side it was very, very difficult. As Cosmo, as the mascot, I kept this huge secret, and it was the thing I was most proud of, and it was something that I loved to do and came with so many incredible opportunities and really made me feel part of the BYU community. And then on the other side, this other secret I had, which through my undergrad, I was closeted essentially the whole time, Nobody knew I was gay, and that was the thing that was most difficult for me because I didn't, it made me question whether I actually belonged in the community and if I really could find acceptance there. That kind of like, I'd like to share an experience if that's okay, that reminds me of the theme stand up and stand out. So on one particular day, I was in class, in an ethics class, and somebody raised their hand to share a comment or like a concern with the fact that one of their coworkers was gay. And it was really difficult to hear. It was triggering. I felt very othered. And I was like kind of so mad that I didn't know how to react, and I felt unsafe, and I really felt so uncomfortable in this class. And it took me a little bit to kind of like catch up with myself, and I had to say something, so I raised my hand. And as I was raising my hand, I looked around and I saw that 25 to 30 other people in the class, it was a pretty big class, had raised their hands as well. And all of their comments were incredibly helpful, and they kind of like explained to this guy like his misconceptions and how that was offensive, and they showed like this perfect allyship. And that was kind of a turning point for me because I really for the first time ever was able to see an ally community on campus at BYU, and it was at a time when I really needed it, when I felt very like in the wrong place or misunderstood. And so I think that's just such a wonderful thing. Standing up and standing out can be very scary, and it takes a lot to put yourself out there, and um, but at the same time, like to be able to show courage and stand up for what's right, stand up for you, and stand up for others. I think it's a really beautiful thing, and it creates a culture of acceptance and unity and education. And I'm so grateful for the people who have done that in my life. And I'm hoping that I can more and more get better at doing that as I feel comfortable or as I deem appropriate, and kind of creating that more stable and like anchored environment for other people. For those of you who are at BYU now, I am actually right there with you. I just recently returned. I started my master's of social work a couple weeks ago. So I'm on campus as much as like COVID regulations permit. And if if you feel unsafe or if you're looking for community, I encourage you to reach out as you feel comfortable. Flag me down on campus. I'm happy to help. And then on top of that, get involved. Get involved with the Out Foundation or USGA or any type of organization where you feel safe and where you can be yourself. And I guess the message I want to give is that we need you, we need all of you, your full self, uninhibited and courageous and authentic. And I think as we show that to other people, we will find more and more that we really do have a place. Again, I'm just so grateful for the Out Foundation. This is kind of a new thing, but it's so beautiful to have LGBTQ plus visibility and representation at CES schools. And I would just encourage anyone who's listening to also get involved, ask what you can do to help, see how you can share or build or donate to some of these scholarship funds so that other people can have a better experience, and so that we can make CES schools and especially BYU a place where we really do belong, and in a place where no one has to wonder, should I go? Will I be accepted? Is like the education worth the anxiousness? I'm hoping that we can just create a place where everyone feels loved and accepted and valued for who they are. And yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Hey everyone, my name is Megan Masako Haley. I graduated from BYU in 2014 with a degree in music, dance, theater. I was most recently on the road with the musical Mean Girls, playing Gretchen Wieners. I just want to say to all the LGBTQ students at BYU, please just know how special you are and that you are so complete and perfect just as you are. I'm grateful for all of the examples of authenticity of all the out and proud queer people in my life, and we need you and the whole world needs you just as you are. If you're watching and you have some money, we would love for you to donate to the Out Foundation Scholarship Fund to help our LGBTQ students thrive. And yeah, so I'm gonna sing a little song for you tonight by lesbian icon Brandi Carlile called The Story from right here in my bathroom in New York City. Hope you like it. All of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am. So many stories of where I've been and how I got to where I am. All of these stories don't mean anything if you've got no one to tell them to. It's true, I was made for you. I climbed across the mountain top, swam all across the ocean blue. I crossed all the lines, I broke all the rules. Baby, I broke them all for you. All because even when I was flat broke, it made me feel like $1,000,000 you do. I was made for you. You see the smile that's on my mouth, it's hiding the words that don't come out. And all of my friends who think that I'm less, they don't know my head is a mess. No, they don't know who I really am, and they don't know what I've been through like you do. I was made for you. All of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am. So many stories of where I've been and how I got to where I am. All of these stories don't mean anything if you've got no one to tell them to. It's true, I was made for you. Well, it's true that I was made for you.
Hi everyone, my name is Isabella Olson and I'm a graphic design student at BYU. I'm from Puyallup, Washington. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm an ally to the LGBTQ community. Let me show you some of the stickers I've made. This project started with this prompt where we had to create a sticker set where we challenged what we were allowed to do within a specific context. So these are my sketches, so I decided I wanted to make a set of queer stickers for BYU students. This is our Pride Y, our Pride Moroni, our Protect Queer Students at BYU, and our Pride Cosmo, because Cosmo says gay rights. I decided I actually wanted to sell my stickers and get them printed so that we could rep our pride at BYU. You can follow me on Instagram at iOlsonDesign to find these stickers, and on Etsy at iOlsonDesign too. With your guys' support, we've already made our first $30 donation to the Out Foundation, so thank you for supporting.
Hey guys, my name is Brian Russell Carey, and this is my husband, Joey Contreras, and we live in New York City. And I work as an actor and a music director. I performed in Red Roses, Green Gold here in New York City. It's a musical featuring the music of the Grateful Dead, and I've also performed all over the country.
I am a songwriter, and I work on a bunch of shows, release a lot of music, and Brian and I collaborate a lot together as well.
Yeah. So I'm from Utah originally, and I went to BYU. Joey did not. Nope.
I'm from California originally. Then I went to college in Philly, UArts, musical theater, and then I moved to New York.
I started BYU in 2009. I went on a mission. I went to Southern California, the Carlsbad mission, and then after that, I finished school. I graduated in 2015, and I graduated in MDT, which is music, dance, theater. While I was at BYU too, I performed as a part of the BYU Young Ambassadors. We were able to tour Southeast Asia. We went to Thailand and Cambodia and Vietnam, which was an amazing experience, just being able to perform, get to know people. We actually performed for the Princess of Thailand, and that was an amazing experience. I came out to my friends and my family when I was at BYU, but I wasn't fully out, publicly out, wasn't out on Facebook, but my friends and family knew, which was really important, which kind of helped me get through BYU a lot. Being at BYU was an amazing experience for me, and it was also really challenging. I remember nights where I would get my Cafe Rio, I would drive up, park my car in front of the Provo Temple, and play sad music and cry, because I was like, what does the future hold for me? And I don't really know. But, you know, as cheesy as it sounds, it really does get better. And, you know, now we're married. I'm married to an amazing man, and we actually got married last October. I think there actually is a BYU connection of how we met. We met in New York City, but I first heard about Joey actually at BYU because a lot of people in my major were performing his songs. And I remember, I think it was probably maybe like 2012 maybe, and I remember some girl plopped some music down and said, this is a Joey Contreras song.
That's like early. That's like early in my career.
Yeah, it was very early. And I was like, who's Joey Contreras? I remember going home that night and Googling him. I Googled you. And saw you and I was like...
Smitten, heart eye, emoji, all of it.
All of it. I mean, yes, of course. But also it was kind of like very not...
Was it because I was so young?
I think it's because you lived in New York and I didn't even live in New York yet. Okay. Like I was still in Utah, and so it was kind of like, oh wow, I mean, his music is amazing, he is really cute, but it kind of was also like, there wasn't anything in my mind really where I was like, wow, I'm gonna marry Joey Contreras.
Yeah,
also, another crazy tidbit is that at the BYU College of Fine Arts and Communication convocation, like the graduation, like their convocation, the musical theater students perform one of Joey's songs. What does the theme stand up and stand out mean to you, do you think?
Our Thai food's here.
That's our Thai food. Try this again.
I think standing up and standing out is an important thing to remember, especially when you're growing up in communities where you feel different. I think that it is sometimes scary to think that you are standing out. Being different is ultimately what should be celebrated. Most of the people that we are inspired by creatively are people that were different. Standing up is the scariest part, because by standing up then ultimately you will stand out.
Yeah.
And people will be able to see you for, you know, the beautiful, complex person that you are.
We encourage anyone who's watching to donate to the Scholarship Fund, which helps LGBTQ plus BYU students at all CES institutions, not just BYU, get the support that they need. Did you ever think that you would know so many Mormons?
No.
Yeah, I bet not.
But I'm glad I do know them now.
And now we're just going to sing a little song for you. Joe, do you want to tell us what we're going to do?
Yes, we are going to grace you with a spin of a song that we love, that was originally recorded by a pop queen. Mm-hmm. We actually performed this a couple years ago at a really wonderful venue called 54 Below in New York City.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun creating this arrangement with Brian, mm-hmm. And we hope that you enjoy it now.
I'm so into you, I can barely breathe. And all I want to do is to fall in deep.
But close ain't close enough till we cross the line. So name a game to play, and I'll roll the dice.
Oh baby, look what you started. The temperature's rising in here. Is this gonna happen? Been waiting and waiting for you to make a move before I make a move.
So baby, come line me up, and baby, I'll let you on it. A little bit dangerous,
but baby, that's how I want it. A little less conversation and a little more touch my body. 'Cause I'm so into you.
into you, into you. Got everyone watching us. So baby, let's keep it secret, a little bit scandalous. But baby, don't let them see it. A little less conversation and a little more touch my body. 'Cause I'm so into you, into you, into you. This could take some time. Made too many mistakes. Better get this right. Oh baby, look what you started. The temperature's rising. Here, is this gonna happen? Been waiting and waiting for you to make a move. Ooh, before I make a move. Oh, got everyone watching us. So baby, let's keep it secret, a little bit scandalous. But baby, don't let them see it. A little less conversation and a little more touch my body. 'Cause I'm so into you, into you. Oh, tell me what you came here for. 'Cause I can't wait no more. I'm on the edge with no control. I need you to know. My body, 'cause I'm so into you. So come light me up. So come light me up, my baby. Little dangerous. A little dangerous, my baby. A little less conversation and a little more touch my body. 'Cause I'm so into you, into you, into you.
Hey there everybody, my name is JJ Hawkins. I graduated from Brigham Young University in 2015 with a BFA in acting and also a degree in linguistics. Since then, I have become a professional actor in Los Angeles, where I currently live. And you may have seen me on certain CBS shows like Criminal Minds, NCIS, The Red Line, All Rise, super fun things like that. Also, since graduating, I have come out as a very proud trans man, and I've transitioned. These are huge successes, and that's me, you know, cutting down 5 years of my life into like 2 sentences, but that's fine. Super proud of those things. I know this is an event for current queer BYU students or attending CES institutions, and there's some fellow alumni here and possible donors, and I'm gonna zero in on the current students right now. I guess I'm kind of the voice here from the other side, like someone who made it through, you know, got a degree and plenty of other things from BYU that I talk to my therapist about on a regular basis. But as this voice who's made it through, who got through, I'm perfectly aware of how difficult it is. And so to current students, oh man, there's so much I want to say. There's a difference also between what I wanted to hear and between what I now want myself to have heard. There's something, you know, at the time that I wish I could have heard. Everything works out, you're super happy, everything's perfect. And in a way, that kind of, a lot of aspects of what I thought would work out did. But what I really want, what I would want myself to have heard is just like, it's just, you have no idea. Like I frankly had no frame of reference for what my life could be like without BYU. I frankly didn't have the vocabulary, I didn't have the imagination, I didn't have anyone to see doing that, I didn't have anyone to look to see myself in, and so I kind of hope I am that for you. I hope that you can see like exactly who you are, exactly all the things that you are, the little sound inside of you that's telling you, maybe I'm not straight or maybe I'm not cis. That's precious little you. Oh, that's your magical queerness. And that is you. And all of this journey that is so difficult, all that comes out on the end of it is you. Is precious, precious little you. And I'm here to say that you just have no comprehension for how precious you are, because there's so few voices telling you that. And I want to be one of those voices that I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy that you're queer. It's its own magic. Every exploration that you have to do to be that is magical, and I love that you have that magic. You magical, queer, little magic queer. I love that for you. And being Mormon alongside it is so difficult, and I love that difficulty is in you. I love that all of that is just meshing together and it's so conflicting, and that you have to think so much deeper than some people do. I love that about you. I love that what you're doing right now is so difficult, because it's going to make you stronger than you have any right to be. I love that strength that you're building right now. I love this. I love it for you. I don't love the pain for you, but I love that joy is going to fill what that pain is carving out right now in ways that few people will ever get to experience. Queer joy is euphoric, and that's because we had to work so hard for it. But still, few get to experience euphoria the way we do, and I can't wait for you to experience that, genuinely. So if you're a donor, oh man, please participate in this magic. Please know that anywhere, as a current queer BYU student, internally it is genuinely harrowing. There's no other word for it. And anywhere that you can take off just a little bit of weight, in this case financially, is worth more than its weight in gold. It's worth a life. It genuinely is. And for all of us, whether we are queer or simply a queer ally, I hope we use that allyship and that queership to be better allies for the Black community right now. I hope you can take and appreciate and love your queerness, because it teaches you oppression. It teaches you what it's like to not be the norm in America. And if it's hard for you being queer, imagine how hard it is for someone who's Black, let alone queer and Black. I hope we can use everything that we know about ourselves to help other people who are also in such difficult situations. I want us queers to just be the best allies of Black lives. And I'm so grateful for my queerness to help me be an ally. And that's really all I have to say, guys. There's magic at the end of a tunnel that you can't see the light to yet, but as someone who's in the light, I'm just like, please come with me and experience it. I'm stoked to see you here. That's really all I have to say. Thanks so much, guys.
The OUT Foundation's goal is inclusivity, and to create safe environments for students within our schools. Unfortunately this year, we protested. We protested a change that altered many of our lives and unfortunately made it a little unsafe to attend a school like BYU. That is why the OUT Foundation raised $10,000 for 12 different students to be able to transfer to a school where they felt safe and included. One of those students is Ben Asplund, and we will hear from him now.
I'm Ben Asplund. I'm from Southern California. I identify as gay and I use he, him pronouns. And I went to BYU for my first 2 years of college, and overall it was a really good experience. I don't have any bad feelings at BYU because I love BYU. This is the school I always wanted to go to and I dreamt of graduating from, but I want to live my life and not have a million things telling me how to do it. And so for me, what I wanted to be able to do is be authentic and also decide what I wanted for my life with the church without having any kind of without having anyone tell me what I had to do, or without having any kind of restrictions if I didn't want to do what somebody told me to do, and I couldn't find that at BYU. And so I ended up deciding to switch, and then the week after, the honor code change happened, and I thought, wow, did I just make a huge mistake? Because like now I could actually do what I want to do and not have repercussions. And I was really worried because I was really like testing my decision to see if that was actually the right decision. And then the week after that, or like 2 weeks after, I don't even remember, that they changed it back and they clarified that it wasn't allowed, that dating wasn't allowed. And for me, I guess it was more of a backseat thing because I had made all those decisions beforehand, whereas I knew a lot of people who said things, did things, or came out of the closet during that period where they thought it would be okay, and then later had it reversed, and they felt a lot of pain, a lot of hurt from the church in that time. And for me, I felt for them a lot, but also I was quite removed from it because it didn't directly affect me, because I had already decided to switch, because I wanted that freedom for myself. And because of that, I had a lot of friends decide to switch in that same semester. And switching is difficult because there's a lot of things that BYU doesn't allow, or some classes don't transfer. It's a very difficult process. And so with it, I applied for the transfer fund, and I did receive some funds from the transfer fund, and it actually was really helpful because when you're transferring schools, I'm not even from Utah, so which is also difficult because there's non-state, or like there's out-of-state tuition, there are a million things and fees that come up trying to get residency, or if you can't get residency, period, then there's a lot of complications that come up. And for me, the transfer fund was really helpful because it just gave that cushion when unexpected expenses did occur, that I wasn't not able to pay rent the same month or stuff like that. Ever since summer that I finished BYU and on, I've just had this kind of clarity, like, okay, I don't have to worry the same way I did. I don't have to look behind my back or watch what I say around certain people, because it really doesn't affect my education at all. Like, and that's honestly been the most freeing thing, just like, I don't have to worry that what I say around certain people will affect whether I get a degree, whether I get a job in the future. And that's something that at BYU was really, really scary, because I was constantly worried. Even if they knew I was gay, I was like, okay, but I can't say this, I can't say that. I'd say, like, for anyone considering transferring, I feel like it's a very personal decision, because like for me, I would have loved to get a degree at BYU, I would have loved to finish, but for me, I knew that I needed some personal space from the church. I knew that I needed space so I can make decisions for myself, whereas I have lots of friends who are gay who decided to, or a variety of sexualities and gender identities, who decided to stay at BYU because either they couldn't switch, it wouldn't work out with their academic future, or financial needs, it was impossible for them to switch. And some are really happy that they decided to stay, and some are cautious about it. And so I would say it's very much a decision between you, all you really, and it's no decision that anyone else can make for you. So, but definitely look for resources that are available, like the Al Foundation, or some BYU services have been really helpful to me. The Inclusion Office, and CAPS for me was really helpful.
"2020 has been a year, that is no secret. What with COVID, racism, and honor code changes at our own school, we found a few problems that we might need to fix. This event's goal is to be able to address those issues and to showcase the talent that we do have within those communities. We want our school to see that we're incredible, that we're fantastic, baby, that we are slaying all flipping day. And that is why we are holding this event. Today we will have a few presentations. The first from the BYU Black Alumni Society President, Marcus McCoy. Then you will be graced with the wonderful notes of Noteworthy, followed by an amazing address by my good friend, Stacey Harkey. Hopefully, by the end of this event, we will be able to come together as communities in understanding and knowing what to do or how to create better change on our campus.
Hello, my name is Marcus McCoy, and I'm the president of the BYU Black Alumni Society. I was invited to share ways in which the BYU LGBT community can be better allies for the Black community. First, I want to thank you for this opportunity to share my thoughts. I'm grateful for your humility and openness to listening to what I have to share. Many members of the LGBT community have privileges that aren't afforded members of the Black community. Use those privileges in support of fighting racial and social injustices. Call out racism and bigotry in all the spaces that you hold. Please continue having these conversations about racial and social injustices with your family and friends. Don't get caught up in comparing the oppressive states of each other, for liberation cannot come until all of us are free. I would like to end by saying that what I ask of you, it's only right that we give in return. See, I believe that God created each of us perfectly, and anyone that mistreats or can't accept you for who you are is in the wrong. Know that each of you has communities that are willing to love, support, and lift you up. Thank you again for this opportunity. And for each of you watching, please consider donating to the OUT Foundation and BYU Black Alumni Society scholarship funds. Your contributions will help us continue to provide the needed support for the current BYU Black students of both our communities.
Hi, I'm Lizzie, and this is Meg, and I sing alto and she beatboxes for BYU Noteworthy. And we wanted to say on behalf of our group that we are so honored and humbled to be performing alongside such incredible voices. As two queer students at BYU, we are especially grateful for the opportunity to express our love to the scholarship recipients through song.
Lizzie and I personally know what the experience of being LGBTQ+ at BYU is like, and we wanted to express our gratitude to the OUT Foundation for the opportunity to perform and for their generous contributions to our community at BYU. We love you, we see you, and we hope you enjoy our songs.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Flipping through all of these magazines, telling me who I'm supposed to be. Way too good at camouflage. Can't see what I am, I just see what I'm not. I'm guilty about everything that I eat. Feeling myself is a felony. Jedi level sabotage. Voices in my head make up my entourage. Cause I'm a black belt when I'm beating up on myself, but I'm an expert at giving love to somebody else. I need myself and I don't see eye to eye. Me, myself and I. Why do I compare myself to everyone? And I always got my finger on the self-destruct.
I wonder when I love me is enough.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I wonder when I love me is enough. Why am I always looking for a ride or die? Cause mine's the only heart I'm gonna have for life. All the times I went and messed it up.
All the times I went and messed it up.
I wonder when I love me is enough.
Haters that live on the internet. Maybe my head should be paying rent. I'm way too good at listening. All these comments messing with my energy. Cause I'm a black belt when I'm beating up on myself, but I'm an expert at giving love to somebody else. I, myself and I don't see eye to eye. Me, myself and I. Oh, why do I compare myself to everyone? And I always got my finger on the self-destruct.
I wonder when I love me is enough.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I wonder when I love me is enough. Why am I always looking for a ride or die? Cause mine's the only heart I'm gonna have for life. All the times I went and messed it up.
All the times I went and messed it up.
I wonder when I love me is enough.
Is enough.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Stacey Harkey. Some of you guys might recognize me from Studio C. I did Studio C sketch comedy show with BYU TV for several seasons. Some of you guys might recognize me from a BYU ad. I was that ad that they aired in ESPN for a bit. I was that little I was the poster child for diversity that they were like, look, we have black people at BYU. That was me. And some of you guys might recognize me from the Provo Rec Center. I teach cycle there. It's one of those things I do. I'm super stoked to be here and be kicking it with you guys today. Very honored to have this opportunity to chat with you guys about my experience at BYU, having won the minority lottery. I'm black and gay, and I got I won it all. Before we start off, I want you to feel like you get to know me a little bit. So I want to share kind of an embarrassing story, if that's okay. And I remember once I was flying home from, I think, Texas, flying back to Utah from Texas. And I boarded the plane and I grabbed a seat and I was sitting by this cool dude. This is he just seemed quiet and to himself, which is what I want on planes. And before the plane took off, he leans over and he's like, hey, my wife is sitting a couple of seats up front. Would you mind switching? And I was like, no, of course. No problem. Let's go. And so I switched places with his wife and I go up to the front of the plane where there's a little more leg space. You know what I mean? Because classism. Anyways, I'm sitting on the front of the plane and I'm sitting by this sharp dude. I almost remember looking up and seeing these shoes that look more expensive than the car I drive. And he was in this perfectly tailored blue suit. And the dude, he was looking good. I'm telling you, he was looking good. But he looked like he ran some Fortune 500 company. The dude was just so put together. And I was like, oh shoot. And I was like, I travel frumpy. So I was just in sweats. But I was like, I got to keep it together. And I was like, good day, sir. I sit down and the plane starts taking off. And he makes some small talk. He's like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, I'm good. I'm so put together. I'm good. I mean, I was just trying to I was just already intimidated by this guy. But the plane starts taking off and my hands are a little dry because, living in Utah's like that. When you're black, it shows. And so I was like, I always carry lotion with me. So I was like, I'm gonna put some lotion on. We're gonna be good. So I take out a little thing of lotion and it was the biggest size you could get and it was packed to the brim because I was ready. And I opened the lotion and what I forgot is that air pressure changes. The cabin pressure and everything changes when you're at very high altitudes. And so almost all the lotion came out of the container. And I'm talking about the container was thick and guys, it had to be half a cup of lotion. I'm telling you, and Mr. Fortune 500, I immediately see him look over and I just panicked. I just commit. I just start rubbing it in. It takes me -2 seconds to realize there's no way my skin is going to absorb that lotion. And so I start working up a little bit to my wrists. Once again, no way. So I start working up to my arms. Cut to 10 seconds later, and I am lotioning up shoulder down all the way up, and it's still too much lotion. And I noticed him look over, and I was like, dang it, I have to lean in. And so I spent the next 20 minutes just rubbing a cup of lotion into my arms. I thought about my face and my legs and I was like, I can't. I was like, I'm already in too deep. I can't do it like that. And so literally the majority of the time spent with this guy was me trying to get the lotion to absorb into my skin. And I will say it did absorb into the skin. I was freaking shiny as all get out, but my skin was hydrated. So that's a little bit about me. And just throwing that out there. I like to share an embarrassing story because I feel like it just lead the foot with vulnerability, So I do want to talk about my experience at BYU. I grew up in Texas. I was, pretty broke family. My parents didn't go to college. I didn't know how to college. I was actually going to go into the military. And then I had a counselor, an old bishop put me in contact with his counselor. And when he found out I was in the top 10 of my graduating class, he was like, whoa, you should be going to college. And luckily he helped me out big time. So this BYU counselor sets me off on the right foot. I get into BYU. It's a cheap, great education. My first week in Utah, I'm staying with this little family I know before the dorms open up. And I remember the wife of the family, her visiting teachers were over, and and they're making small chat with me, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're going to BYU? That's great! Oh my goodness, how you paying?" And I was like, "Oh, I got scholarships. I'm really fortunate." And they were like, "Oh, what sport?" Y'all, I'm 5'6" and very rotund. I was like, "What sport do you think, Grandma?" Like, I didn't say that, but that was the vibe I had. And that was kind of the first little tasty taste I had of a little microaggression, but no big deal. I'm at BYU, I get into the dorms, probably my second semester. First semester's crazy, right? Second semester, you're just having a good time. My second semester, I remember this friend I had, pulls me aside and he's like, "Listen, I want to be up front." He was helping me out. He thought he was doing me a favor. He's like, "I need you to understand that the only reason you're in this school is because you're Black. That's like the only reason." And he was doing me a solid. He was doing me a big favor letting me know. And he was very, very, very sure, 100% sure that like the only reason I was in is because diversity and, and so he was like, "If it's tough for you, it's because they didn't really do you any favors and they like let you in, affirmative action." And that like weighed on me big time. The only reason I started to feel different is because he had me proofread one of his essays. And I was like, "Oh, I'm okay." Because if diversity is my excuse, what is yours? But that was second semester. Good old times at BYU. Actually, while I was at BYU, I went on a mission, served a mission in Brazil, came back, and I became an RA. I was like, it's a great way to save money. I live on campus. It was like having 60 little brothers. I loved it. And one of my guys wanted to audition for this on-campus sketch group, Divine Comedy. And I didn't really want to, but I was like, I'll do it to support you. And so I auditioned for this group and I get in, and I was crazy, but I'm in. But as a result, I lost my job. Well, I had to either quit Divine Comedy or quit my job as an RA. And I was like, deuces. I left my job as an RA and I had to move off campus. And I'm moving one day, and I had this like old school, just like 1970s TV where it's built like a freaking thick cube. It's just massive and awkward to carry, And I'm like carrying that, and this policeman just like slowly pulls up and he rolls down his window and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just moving. I just got this old TV and I'm moving." He's like, "Whose TV is that?" And I was like, "Whoever wants it. It's this archaic piece of trash. Like, what do you mean, whose TV is that?" And he sat there for the next 10 minutes just interrogating me about whose stuff I had, where I was going. And I was like, that's interesting. And I actually remember being like, "Oh, it's good he's looking out." And so I remember talking to all my friends, and none of them had ever had that happen to them. None of them had ever had that happen. And I was like, "Oh, that's weird." Well, anyways, cut to a couple years later, and Divine Comedy gets picked up as a TV show by BYU TV. Called Studio C, and it is just like growing in popularity, and we are having all sorts of people wanting to come to these live shows. We'd film live. We had general authorities jump in. We had like just people from all over wanted to jump in and stuff. And I had the fortunate job, I loved it. I would warm the audience, so I would like kick with the audience in between sketches and before the show, and I would just bring out fun energy and be like, set the tone. And that day, the day of a show, was the day I found out about Philando Castile. And if you guys know about Philando, he was the young man. He was pulled over for having a broken tail light. His tail light was out. That's why the cop pulled him over. And when she strolls up to the window, he's like, "Hey, I have a license to carry. Just, I gotta let you know." And they were like, "Okay." And they were like, "Let me see your license and registration." He reaches for his license and the cop just unloads, just completely just unloads, killing him in front of his significant other and her 6-year-old daughter. And I found that out the day before the show, and I like broke, y'all. Like, I'm not a crier. I was in tears. I was in shambles. My friends were like shooketh. I was surprised by myself, and I had to go out into this audience and like wine and dine all these like rich old guys and their grandkids. And in the meantime, I'm like having this stark realization that I can never raise kids, or nor do I ever want to raise kids in this country that will never value their lives. And I was broken. And it's funny as I was like looking back at this, that like so many of these experiences I've had as a minority, being Black, just like pair with my time growing up. just like at any point, I can mark where I am. I have all these experiences lining up. And it reminds me of this other experience. I just like tell stories. That's all I do all day. I had a couple buddies of mine were getting married. It was a beautiful wedding, and asked me to be in the wedding party. And I was like, of course I will, you know. Well, I went to go get fitted for a tux, and like, clothes don't fit me well. I know that's weird to say, but it's because I'm 5'6" and built like a can of green beans. I'm just like a tuberous human. I'm just like, yeah, just stocky. I'm short, I'm thick, and just tuxedos were not, like, they didn't have me in mind when they were being created. So I know the drill. I stroll in, the guy pulls out a tux, a suit jacket, he takes my measurements, pulls out a jacket, throws it on me, and it fits my shoulders, but I look like a 6-year-old that found his dad's clothes. Like, I am just like swimming in that suit coat. And I just tell the guy, I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, like, suit coats just don't fit on me. I'm like built weird. And he's like, no, that's all fine. We'll just make sure we fit it in. And I was like, well, the shoulders fit, so we're good. And that's like the best we can hope for. And he's like, no, you don't understand. A suit coat doesn't fit unless it fits every part of the body. And he made me feel really good at this point. He was like, you have extremely broad shoulders. And I was like, stop. But he's like, no, you have extremely broad shoulders. So we'll fit it to the biggest part of your body. And then what we'll do is we'll tailor the rest to fit. Because if the suit coat only fits the shoulders and doesn't fit the rest of your body, it doesn't fit. And that kind of it was stark realization, kind of hit me a little hard. Because I feel like in this country, right now, we have a system and a set of laws and regulations that fit to one part, and they don't fit to the rest, you know? And it made me think, if the suit coat doesn't fit to every part of the body, it doesn't fit. It's not a well-tailored suit coat. And it made me think of the importance of paying attention to the other branches, minorities that may not have the same power and authority to have their voices be heard. And that's where we come in. I have really interesting set of experiences because I am Black and gay. These two aspects, these two identities of mine are identities I didn't choose. They're just part of who I am. But they're expressed so differently. I never had anyone make comments to me about being gay at BYU because you can't just look at me and tell. I mean, depending on what I'm wearing, but you can't just look at me and tell I'm gay. But immediately, before I even open my mouth, before you can even see what I'm wearing, you could take a look at me and tell that I am Black. And it's so interesting having that comparison. And I actually feel like it's incredibly insightful. I think about internal validation. Being Black is cool because my family is Black. And so growing up, my parents told me that I had to develop a sense of self-worth beyond external means because the world would not give it to me. And as I came out and I started embracing being gay, that was something that I realized too, was like the world is not gonna tell me I have value. I have to derive that from somewhere. And this is where I'm gonna talk about a little something I love, a little something called houseplants. Not that it's an unfamiliar term, but if you can tell, I freaking love houseplants. I have a lot. This is just my room. But I want to talk about some cool houseplants because I think I'm going to make a point here and I'm going to show off my collection. No, this is actually a rescue. This is a pitcher plant. It is related to the same family. It's like similar to like the Venus flytrap, those really cool carnivorous plants that feast on flesh. Like, how cool is that? You know what I mean? Okay, not human flesh. I think they could, but they eat bugs and stuff, you know? And what happens with these plants is an insect like flies in and it traps it, and it's really flashy and it's really cool, and everyone loves like the pitcher plant or the Venus flytrap. Should I bring this closer? Okay, this is a rescue, so don't judge me. Don't be like, he doesn't know how to take care of that. I rolled up to Home Depot and I was like, if you give it to me for a quarter of the price, I'll take it. And they were like, sure. So Venus flytraps are flashy. They eat bugs. Why? Not just because they're cool. It's because the environment that they grow in is incredibly poor. The soil quality is incredibly poor. They have to compensate their nutrition. They have to compensate with external means, with insects. They can't just get what they need from the soil and from the sunlight, like a lot of plants, which is really interesting. A Venus flytrap needs external means to grow and develop, to be healthy, okay? On the other end, you have, it's one of my favorites, the ZZ plant. This bad boy can thrive and survive anywhere. Oh my gosh. It's not as flashy as the Venus flytrap or the pitcher plant. It's not as cool, but you know what? It is a survivor. They call this a plant of steel. You could put this in a dark corner and this bad boy will thrive. It'll grow still. It's amazing. The key to the ZZ plant is that they have a very healthy root system. They have a very capable root system. They're actually kind of tuberous and thick. They store water. They just like store water and nutrients. So when they come into bad times, and they come into times of little nutrition or poor light, they can still grow. The ZZ plant is a king at getting its means of support from internal places. It stores it within itself. Why do I bring this up? Because your sense of self-worth is enormously important to your success. How you view yourself will dictate a lot about what you believe you deserve and how you move forward. And it's so easy, being a minority, to beat yourself up and to believe that you don't deserve good things, right? The reason I talk about the Venus flytrap is because that's how we should not be. When you need external resources to support you and to buoy you up, you become a slave to your environment. You become a slave to external means. If the Venus flytrap doesn't get a fly, it'll die. It can't depend on its own root system. It's not strong enough. If you constantly need other people to validate you and support you, to believe you have worth, you're a slave to those external means. Where on the other hand, the ZZ plant is a king at internal support. It has everything it needs inside of it. It's worked hard to store that. And so when times get hard, it has that support. We should be like the ZZ plant. Our sense of self-worth should come from internal places. And that is so much easier said than done. Back to the suit coat analogy, we have a responsibility to fight to make sure that suit coat fits every aspect of our community. Because once it fits everyone, it's a better suit coat for everyone. So that's how we look at it from like a different point of view of like lifting up everyone else. But when it comes to our personal lives, we have to fight to get that sense of internal validation and support. And I can't tell you how to do that. That's what, that's what therapy's for and other means, all these other great things. But those are so, so important. And my time at BYU and just being a Black gay American have taught me that these have very important values. We must lift each other up. We must make sure the suit coat fits for everyone. We must make sure the system works for everyone. And we gotta make sure that our sense of worth is coming from somewhere that's not external, which is so tough. But I think that's what I want to leave you with.
Since the beginning of last year, the Out Foundation has managed to raise money for scholarships for queer students at BYU. This year, we've managed to raise enough scholarship money for 9 students. These students are exemplary in creating conversations, as well as creating an environment of safety and comfort for other LGBTQ+ students. That is why they are being awarded these scholarships. And here they are.
Hi, I'm El Ibrahim, and I'm a 2020 Outstanding Scholar. Right now, I am studying. I'm in my undergraduate studies at BYU, and I'm hoping to go into substance abuse prevention. My long-term goal is to open a rehabilitation center where people can come and heal. I'm hoping to get to a point where I can offer free services to the communities that I belong to, so the LGBT community as well as women of color. I'm hoping to be able to serve these communities and give back to people who often are overlooked and not acknowledged, but who also need care. And I'm super grateful and blessed to have been able to receive this scholarship. I know that it's going to help me get through my education so that I can put this goal into action, and I'm so excited for y'all to see what I do. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Danny, and I am a gay student at BYU studying experience design and management. I work as a peer mentor where I help first-year students acclimate to the college setting. I love music, especially playing the guitar and piano, and being with friends. My mission at BYU is to advance a strong queer community where we can strengthen and rely on each other.
Hello everyone, my name is Rachel Smith. I'm a senior at BYU. I'm studying journalism and minoring in sociology. I use the pronouns she, her, and I'm super grateful for this scholarship. It's helping me cover my tuition so that I can put more money toward my post-graduation living expenses fund. I'm hoping to get outside of Utah and expand my horizons a little bit in the professional world of journalism. Thank you to the Out Foundation and all of its donors. I'm super grateful for this opportunity and to have received this, and congratulations to all of the other recipients. I'm so excited for all of you.
Hi, I'm Stuart. I'm bisexual and non-binary, and my pronouns are they, them. I'm a senior at BYU studying urban planning and am going to graduate in 18 months, hopefully. I've been actively involved in the queer community for the past 3 years here and have worked on a lot of projects for both the queer community and the disabled community during that time. And really the biggest thing you can know about me is just that I'm really passionate about service and building community and relationships. And that's me.
Hello, my name is Jacob Pearson and I am a junior here at BYU Idaho studying to get my degree in horticulture. I grew up in Sacramento, California and was adopted when I was 12 years old and moved up here to Blackfoot, Idaho. And in my first semester here at BYU, I came out to my mom and dad. And since then, I have found confidence in who I am and who I believe I was made to be. And I would just like to say that I'm so grateful for all of the opportunities that have been opened up to me because of this scholarship that you've granted me. And because of you, I'm able to devote my time here in Rexburg to raise awareness for LGBTQ+ inclusion, awareness, and sensitivity issues that frequently arise at CES schools.
Ladies and gentlemen, those are our 2020 Scholarship Award winners. If you would like to keep donating to the Out Foundation, just go to the website and donate as much as possible so that you can support your queer BYU students.
Speak and open up your mind. It's something you should do all the time. Keep exploring, seek and find. You know you might surprise yourself. Take a pen and write this down. Draw something that can't be found. And learn to work again somehow. You know you might surprise yourself.
Thank you for joining us at this event. We want to be able to make sure that we can create change on our campus, and that only comes through us coming together. As students from different minority groups, we can create change through raising our voices. The Out Foundation's main goal has always been to uplift queer students here at BYU. But as we come together with the BYU Black Alumni Society, we hope that we can create even more change. If you want to stay up to date with the Out Foundation, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We will be hosting future events, and we hope that you join us there. We hope that it'll be just as uplifting as this one was. Thank you so much. Bye!